started in hard times to bring us all into the laughter.
Welcome to a special bonus live recording of Public Power Underground, coming to you on location at NWPPA's annual meeting in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're recording a series of recruiting pitches from executives at the welcome reception in an attempt to collect the best messages for getting new folks into public power professions in a special recruiting video series. I'm Brian Fawcett.
And I'm Humaira Falkenberg.
And I'm Paul Dockery.
We're joined by Crystal Ball, the Deputy Director of PNUCC and a dear friend of the Underground.
Dear friend of the Underground.
PNUCC is a not-for-profit trade association of consumer-owned and investor-owned electric utilities and other power industry partners that share a common interest in the efficacy and reliability of the Northwest power system. This forum facilitates a unique function in the Northwest where complex and divisive industry issues are brought to the table and discussed in an environment where members put aside their competitive differences to chart a mutually beneficial course forward.
Crystal, welcome back to Public Power Underground.
Thank you for having me live. Are we live?
I mean, we're recording live. I don't know what that means. It's we are broadcasting. As we're recording.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We may not edit this, I think is what we're saying. We may not edit it.
We may not edit.
You are an anadromous champion from last night. You and Humaira both got the belt.
We did.
Brian was just conveyed the belt.
Brian,
And we decided...
You're so more well-deserving of the belt than me.
no.
That's none of that's true. We're all equally deserving of the belt. I don't know. But we decided the lamprey was a terrible idea to name the smallest one.
Really?
It's just, you know what?
Andromous.
It's steelhead. Steelhead is less gross, you know? It's not a salmon.
How did we not come up with that last night?
I don't know. You're the former director of the Bonneville Fish and Wildlife Program. I was relying on...
Lamprey's not a salmon either, so I mean,
it is anadromous.
It is anadromous.
Yes. A lamprey is smaller. You gave a great explanation of why, but it also sounded gross.
What about... It's not gross, Paul. It's not gross.
It's not. You told me it was like
the reason why we went with it is because it takes a long time to mature.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a Slytherin.
Yeah, I think that's what makes me not want to use. I'm not biased towards Slytherin, just to be clear. Okay, Crystal, we're asking all of the celebrities joining us for tonight to give us their best recruiting pitch for new electric utility professionals to the industry. And we converted it to electric utility professionals in the industry because Sarah Edmonds said that we should be more inclusive and not just pitch for public power. And you work for PNUCC, which is more than just consumer-owned utility.
Yeah, you said. It is the place where we bring consumer-owned and utility-owned or investor-owned utilities together, bring the power of good ideas, right?
Power of good ideas together.
Power of good ideas together. And we just hired
at
PNUCC. We hired Eliza Seelig, and so I have a little bit of recruiting experience.
And you were just recruited to PNUCC.
I was.
Yes, you
absolutely,
were. So you got a pitch.
Val Koss and Shauna McReynolds.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you've got some experience here. You got a pitch.
Well,
What's your pitch?
What was the pitch that was given
Utilities
to you?
are sexy again?
Yes, no one has said it yet. Utilities are sexy.
Hit it.
Yes. It's like it was right there, and she just hit it out of the park. It's like she knows how to do this. Yes,
if you want to work in a sexy industry, come work in public, or in the industry. Come work in
You almost did public power.
You got to edit that.
No, I don't. I don't. It's live recording. It won't get edited.
Shauna will.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
What else? I mean, I expose it. Bring it out a little bit.
No. This is such a transformative time for this industry, and I think that's why I've heard it's sexy again 2 times in the last month. I heard Larry Beckett-All from PGE say utilities are sexy again.
Yep.
And then we heard it this morning, right? So it's a transformative time. If you want to work in an industry where you can make a major difference, I think the utility industry is the place to be because we are doing things differently than we have ever done before. This is an exciting time to be a part of this industry. So it's sexy again.
I love the pitch. I think this aligns with my expectations of a great pitch from a great public power professional.
And we have in our Northwest region, we have so many great people working here, and there's so many opportunities to learn from experts. And, there's just such a terrific group of people to work with. Humaira, I'm so glad that we finally met each other and we're like besties now.
That's right. That's right. And that's what happens when you work in this sector.
Yeah.
You build relationships.
Absolutely.
There's this, and I've felt this with so many other individuals from this industry. It's such a unique and special place, and it's about community.
Oh, community matters. What's the theme again? What is the theme for this week? It's something, the heart of the community.
The heart of the
Heart of the
community.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
We did it.
And that is a
WPPA.
common theme that we have heard
Yeah.
in these recruiting pitches.
Oh, good. So who's up next?
Up next, we have Bear Perry, the person who closed out the live broadcast at last year's NWPPA. Is going to close out this year's reception recording. He's up next.
He's up next.
Yeah, and then he's it. That's it. Once we get him, we're done.
And then you can have a drink.
And then I get to pack up all this stuff.
I will help you pack up.
Oh, you don't need to. This is we
No.
got it down. We got it down.
Good.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad that I got to be a part of it and got to make a pitch
Yes.
It was a great
for
pitch.
working in
Finally,
the electric utility industry.
sexy again.
Thank you, Crystal. We're done for now, but we're not done for the evening. We have one more. We're going to chat with one more executive to get their best recruiting pitch for folks considering joining public power professions. We're publishing each recruiting pitch as its own episode in a recruiting video series.
And to make sure you don't miss them, you can sign up for an unintrusive newsletter with links to all the ways to consume this fascinating content at publicpowerunderground.substack.com. Otherwise, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app. You can also find our merchandise on Shopify by searching for Public Power Underground. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in.
Public Power Underground is a production of Klatskanite PUD and News Data. It's brought to you with the support of NWPPA and TEA. NWPPA was the host for the conference that brought us together and helped coordinate our recording space. A special thanks to Scott Corwin, Brenda Dunn, and Connie Filbert for their help. The Northwest Public Power Association believes in public power. You can find more information about NWPPA at nwppa.org. That's nwppa.org. The presenting sponsor for Season 4 of Public Power Underground is TEA. The Energy Authority is a nonprofit energy portfolio management company whose mission is to help clients maximize the value of their assets and meet their power supply goals. If you know someone at TEA, send them a note of thanks for their support of Season 4. You can learn more about TEA on their website at teainc.org. That's teainc.org. The views expressed here are our own and not the official views of Klatskanite PUD, News Data, or the organization of the guests also appearing on Public Power Underground. Public Power Underground is electric utility and electric utility adjacent news from a power department's perspective. It's written and directed by Klatskanite PUD's power department, led by me, Paul Dockery, and it's edited and published by the stellar team at Pioneer Utility Resources, led by associate producer Sarah Wooden. Our theme song, Roll On Enthusiast, was rewritten, performed, and recorded by Aaron Guillory and Ian Bledsoe. Public Power Underground for electric utility enthusiasts. Public Power Underground, it's work to watch.